In this video, you're gonna learn 10 things that people learn way too late in life. And if you can learn these things, it'll change your life. Let's go. Okay guys, I got 10 amazing things that I've learned in my life that I wanna share with you. And if you can use these and be aware of them, I know that they'll change your life. And sometimes I just wish somebody would have told me these things. So I'm gonna start out with number one. Number one is you will never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. You'll never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. Every day you have these memories that you're creating, and sometimes you're on autopilot, so you're not really creating memories that you're proud of. A lot of the times people don't value something till they lose it, till they lose a person, till they lose their health, till they lose something, and then they have to try to go back and get it. And a lot of times you can't go back and get it. It's physically impossible. So right now in your life, what do you value? Are you really intentional in the moments that you're living in, or are they gonna pass you by and then you're gonna be embarrassed of them? You see a lot of people that they're 40, 50, 60 years old and they don't really have a lot of really good memories. You know why? Because they never were really present with their families, with their friends, until it's too late. You know, I can remember some really distinct moments with my grandfather, who's no longer here. And those moments that I spent with him shaped my entire life. And he was very good at being present, very good at creating a story. And I can remember all of these things in my life that I experienced with him, but I can remember moments that I wasn't present in my life. I can remember moments that I just let life happen to me. And then I woke up years later embarrassed of the life that I had created because I had did it without living by design. Living by design is living in the moment. So you got to know that you don't really know the value of that moment till it's gone, but in that moment, you get a chance to be super intentional with your family, with your friends, with your business. A lot of people in business, they don't realize the reputation they create in their company, and they never really go anywhere, or people never really value them. You have a brand within inside your business. You have a brand within inside your community. You have a brand within inside of your family. And you gotta be really intentional about these moments, because you're going to look up a year from now, 2 years from now, and they're gonna be more important than money. They're gonna be more important than money. Matter of fact, right now, you're interviewing for the job that you're gonna have in the future today, and you don't even know it. You're interviewing for the life that you're gonna have in the future, and you don't even know it. You're building skills right now in the moment, and you may not even know it, okay? So today, how intentional can you be? Can you value that moment? You know, I almost lost somebody very close to me recently. Near-death experience. And as I was looking through these Instagram reels of this person, I was just thinking about how I was valuing that moment in the moment, how we looked like we were having so much fun, and we were. How we created this life by design, and we were traveling the world together and doing all these things, and I was just thinking about how amazing that felt, because for a lot of years I never really valued those moments. And so what I'm really focusing on, since I'm an obsessed, driven person, is really just taking that moment and making it very special. I'm on the way with my wife to a Phoenix Suns game. I don't really like to do anything really outside of work. Can I tell you, I just really like to work. But I've got to make some intentional moments with her to make her feel special, to make my team feel special, to make, you know, my relationships feel special. So I'm leaving here to go do that. And that's not typical of me, but I'm putting more effort into these little areas, into these little moments. And when they're there, I got to be there. So value these moments. Number two, once you begin to take note of the things that you're grateful for, you begin to lose sight of the things that you lack. A lot of people are running around and they're just so worried about the things that they don't have. The social media, comparing. Comparison is the thief of joy. It'll ruin your life. It'll rob you of the most important thing that you can have, which is your happiness. It's your joy. It can literally steal everything from you. You're thinking about what your friend's relationship looks like. Dude, you don't know what happens at their house. You're thinking about what they got, the kids that they got, the this, the money. You don't even know that they're 2 steps away from divorce. You don't even know that their life's getting ready to burn down. Man, if we all threw our problems in the middle, you would run back and grab your own. You know, but right now you're thinking about, like, this person's life looks so great. Man, just be thinking about the things that God has given you. And if you can really shepherd your blessings correctly, God always gives you more. He believes in you. He wants you to be great. But you got to really be intentional about the things that you currently have going on in your life. Man, all the things you've been through, should you even be here right now? You could have been dead 1,000 times over. Everything is working for you, not against you. So I want you to take notes every day of the things that you're grateful for in this moment. And I know you want to dream big. I know you want to get those different things. But always remember this quote: the wise man seeks happiness under his feet. The fool seeks happiness in the distance. I watched a guy that I knew really closely. His whole life he wanted this Lamborghini. I get that feeling, okay? He did very little inner work on his heart. He had a good skill in sales. He went and got this car, and he had no relationship capital of like people around him, spiritual capital, which is the most important capital, the way you feel about God, the way that you're on fire in your life, the 4 parts of your human nature: mind, body, how your body feels, how your body looks, your heart, your spirit. You got to have those 4 parts of yourself aligned. And he had the skill so he could go get the money. But what happened was he got the car, and then he's sitting in the car alone, miserable, out of shape, spiritually bankrupt, feeling like he's got a hole in his heart, dark. Well, at the time, he had the chance to be grateful for the things that he had in those moments, but he passed them by, chasing things that didn't matter. So what do you value? Today you should be valuing some core principles in your life, and you should be so thankful for them. Your family, your health, your mindset, your focus, the fact that you got to wake up today, the fact that you got to do life today. You know, don't be valuing these things that you see on the internet that have nothing to do with happiness. Is a Lamborghini cool? Is some of these things cool? Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. But you got to value the journey. You got to value where you're at. You got to value these current moments. And also, you know what the hack is to sales? The most grateful person wins. So if you're spending the day thinking about what you don't have, what somebody else has, it's going to rob you of your joy, and people are going to see that frequency on you. And when they do, they won't pass go. They won't say yes, and you're never going to get more. So be a grateful person. Be a happy person. Be an excited person. Don't be thinking about the things you don't have. Be thinking about the things you do have. Number 3, life is a mirror. It will reflect back to the thinker what he thinks into the mirror. By the way, your mind is very programmable. So whatever you're putting into your mind typically comes out into your life. It goes in one way and comes out the other way. And so if it's just filled with Netflix, websites, self-doubt, shame, fear, greed, desire, self-desire, if it's filled with all of these things, well, then you're never going to become the person that really gets what they're trying to get. So in that mirror, that person that's in your mirror, if you want to meet the person that'll change your life, go look in the mirror. That person has to have a very good foundational mentality. And those foundations, to me, they got to be rooted in some very important things, like God, like my family, like my principles, like my core values. And if they are, then I'm on fire. And that person in the mirror can generate millions and millions and millions of dollars. But if that person is just filled with self-doubt and all of these different things and shame, you're going to have to learn to get rid of that. You're going to have to learn the first part of growth is change. Winners require themselves to change all the time. And they require to look themselves in the mirror and realize that everything is in their control. The greatest responsibility that you have is the way that you think. It's the way that you process information. It's the way that you look at problems. It's the way that you believe. Your belief is the most important thing that you can have in life. And if you ever give it away, it's the most expensive thing that you'll give away in your life. So whatever you choose to see is going to happen. Your perspective is everything. So every day, you're going to have a checkup from the neck up. You're going to have to look in that mirror and know that you're worth it. The money that you're making today is directly correlated to what you think you're worth. It's directly correlated to the skill that you currently have. And the skill, I'm not just talking about hard skills. I'm talking about internal belief skills. Those are more important than almost anything in the world. Your internal bank account, your internal belief skill, you have to have that. So whatever you're thinking into that mirror, it's going to come out into your life. So what are you thinking into that mirror? Are you thinking that everything's going to work out for you? Are you thinking that God is so good that he's giving you these challenges in your life so that you can conquer them, you can beat them, and you can become strong? I'm the strongest that I've ever been today. I'll tell you that. You know why? Because I faced more challenges than I've ever faced, because I'm older than I've ever been. So, I'm just getting stronger and stronger as I'm getting older and older, just like you. So, you got to look at I don't even like to say the word problem, but you got to look at these like little problems in your life as challenges that you get to defeat and you get to win. And when you do that, you're going to have an arsenal of these weapons that you can attack the biggest problems in the world. And the things that used to throw you off, they won't throw you off. That little problem that you have, you can only fight it with a little pocket knife because you've just been beating little problems. But the more little problems that you beat, you're eventually going to have nuclear bombs that you can drop on these problems. They don't even throw you off. They're 50 times the size of the problems you have right now, and they can't beat you. You know why? Because of the mentality that you're forging, because of the way that you're thinking every day, because of the energy you're putting into that person in the mirror, because of the investment that you're putting into the person in that mirror. That person in the mirror is the determining factor of where you're going to go in life. Number 4, the only person that you're going to have to face in the morning is yourself. Be unbeatable. Listen, what do you think? I know what I think. I'm a winner. I was born a winner. I came to win. I play to win. I think about winning all day long. Winning is more fun than fun is fun. Some of you guys just want to have fun, and then your internal bank account is low, your internal belief account is low because you're running around with losers. You're running around with idiots. You're acting like an idiot. You're thinking like an idiot. And then you say you want this life, but you ain't going to get that life acting like a dumbass. And then you're wondering why you have belief issues. Well, it's because you don't really believe that you're a winner. If you believe that you're a winner, everything in your life is aligned to winning, to growing, to keeping that edge, to pushing, to pursuing, to attacking, to being in an offensive state, to going after it, to getting it, to sharpening yourself, to building yourself. That's what winners do. And if you can do that, you will be unbeatable. Okay, maybe you're not unbeatable right now, but you need to tell yourself you are. You need to tell yourself you are. You need to tell yourself, I am unbeatable. I am unkillable. Matter of fact, you are, because you're here watching this video today. So in fact, everything has worked up into this point for you to be the best in the world. You've conquered everything in your life. You are a perseverance expert. But see, I believe that. So internally, when I'm talking to people, I've got this confidence because I'm not walking around being like, oh, that one time I didn't do this. Oh, that one time I didn't. Start keeping your word to yourself. You want to know where confidence comes from? It's a memory of success. It's a memory of keeping your word to yourself. It's a memory of keeping that edge. Don't go backwards. Don't backpedal. I know what it's like when you backpedal and you backpedal and you backpedal. You don't feel unbeatable, man. You feel like a loser. You feel down on yourself. So why go backwards? Go forwards. You're unbeatable.
Hey guys, it's the Macklin Twins. Let's go. Hey guys, if you have any questions at all, we want you to text us. Our phone number is 480-780-2203, and one of us will get back to you. We got your back for life. Let's get back to the video. Let's go. Let's go, baby.
All right, guys, number 5, the less you say, the more your words will matter. You know, I'm a loud guy. I like to run around. I'm fired up and that sort of thing, but I listen very well. Almost too well. I can listen across the room to what's going on. My energy, my awareness, my emotional intelligence is extreme. So I'm constantly processing what's going on in the room. I'm constantly having an awareness that people just don't even understand. And in a sales conversation, I'm constantly evaluating my prospect and listening. In sales, I have a rule. They're talking 60% of the time, I'm listening, okay? I'm speaking 20 to 40% max, because the words that I say, they're gonna be powerful. And I'm also not listening to respond intelligently, like, let me act like a smartass. I'm listening to really understand them. I'm listening to really be in their shoes. I'm listening to really find out what's really going on to them. I'm actually like crawling right into their shoes, understanding who they are, where they're at, what they think, how they process everything, okay? In sales, in leadership, you have to be evaluating how you talk. How many words do you put out there? Are your words like a sniper, or are they just spraying and talking, okay? Also, leaders, your words lose weight. Your words lose weight the more you say things and you don't follow through on them. So you got to be able to follow through on the things that you say. Salespeople, your words lose weight too. You say, hey, I'm going to go hit these goals every day. I'm going to go hit, and then you never hit the goal. People don't believe you. People don't believe you. Your words start to lose respect. They start to lose value. So if you're ever going to say something, just do it. That also creates confidence. Kind of funny. But then also, don't be the person that's just running around running their mouth. Be the person that's listening. It's evaluating. It's understanding. You don't have to be the loudest person in the room. You can be the person that's listening and responding in a way that you can move people because you actually know what's going on. Your brain's actually connected to the moment that you're in. Number 6, don't take everything so personally. Not everyone thinks about you as much as you do. Hard one for me, man. You know, when I was, growing up, I just thought everybody was thinking about me. That's the ego. You know, most of them, they weren't thinking about me. They were thinking about them. You have a good ego and a bad ego. A bad ego tells you you're not worth it, tells you you're never gonna get it. And you have a good ego that hypes you up and tells you you're all that, everybody's thinking about you, everybody's looking at you, and you have to kind of find a middle ground there. But most people ain't thinking about you. Literally doesn't matter, okay? So don't get caught up in even what people think. The most important thing that you can do is be authentic to yourself, be true to yourself, and be doing the things that you know you should be doing, and without others' approval, okay? And it shouldn't be about anybody else. I see a lot of people running around trying to impress other people that they got no business trying to impress, okay? Thinking about what other people think when it really doesn't matter. It's a superpower not to care about what other people think, okay? And most people aren't really thinking about you anyways, so it doesn't even matter what they think. And you can't take their opinions to the bank, so who really cares what's going on, okay? So, don't take it personally, especially like haters and people online. Just move past it and really just know who you are. Okay, number 7, when you focus on problems, you'll have more problems. Pretty simple. When you focus on possibilities, you'll have more opportunities. And I see a lot of people, they just focus on the problem. And they always got problems, okay? There's certain people that in my phone, I have a thing that says don't answer. And I have like probably 1,000 people in that thing because they always just have a problem, but they never have a solution. And they're mostly like old friends of mine that their energy is just so negative and they're always focused on the problem, but they can never solve the problem. Listen, man, I got a rule, man. If you've had a problem for longer than 30 days, it's a you problem, it's a mentality problem, and you're just not trying to correct it because you don't want it bad enough. So for me, I look at problems as opportunities, number 1, and possibilities, because the more problems that you have, the faster that you can correct them and get them on track, well, that's going to be the more money you make, the happier that you are, and it's going to be the better quality of life that you ultimately have. So problems aren't that big of a deal. I've never really thought that way. I could have the biggest problem in the world, and I'm just like, how do we solve it? Okay, let's talk about the solving part. Let's not just talk about the problem part. There's a lot of people who like to gossip, stay in the problem part, and then they just live in the problem part when they should just be talking about the solving part. And if you can solve your own problems, then you can start solving other people's problems and you get paid a lot, okay? We always say, if you can unscrew yourself, you can unscrew a lot of people. I've been able to unscrew a lot of the bad things in my life, and so I've helped other people unscrew the bad things in their life, make millions of dollars, be more happy, be more fulfilled, all types of things, just because I had the courage to address my own problems. And in your business, you're gonna have the courage to address your business problems. And you're gonna have to look at them like opportunities. And if you can do those, your business will grow and you'll naturally make more money, you'll naturally be happier. So, have a lens on that. It's no big deal. Say it with me, it's no big deal. Look at it as an opportunity. If you fix that, what happens? You grow. So this is the greatest thing ever, okay? If God wanted to make the strongest human being in the planet, what would he do? Well, he would give them a lot of weight, a lot of pressure, a lot of problems. And then when you get that off your chest, it's like, damn, dude, I can do so much because I've been able to push that weight off of me. And now I can go do it at an even higher level. So look at the things in your life. And if you're not proud of them, get rid of them. If you know that you need to change it, make it happen. You can do it. You get rid of those problems, I'm telling you. And if you can do that, it'll change your whole life. Number 8, no matter how much it hurts now, someday you will look back and realize your struggle changed your life for the better. Gosh, it's so hard when you're in the middle of a storm. When the boat is just rocking. And somebody's like, it's okay, man, you're gonna be fine. You're like, you don't know, man, you're not in this storm. You have to have a guiding light. You gotta have a North Star. There's always gonna be a storm. I want you to write this down. There's always spring after winter. A good day lasts just as long as a bad day. So if you have a really good day, great, man. Get ready for a bad day or a challenging day, I would call it, not even bad, okay? Because that's gonna happen to you, okay? And you're gonna go through seasons in life. It's important to recognize the seasons and make adjustments so you can get out of them. Do you know how many people just stay in one season their whole life? Self-inflicted, self-inflicted. They don't change, they don't get out of it. You know why I train? I train so that on the worst day of my life, I don't fall apart. I train so when life gets tough, that's when the training comes through. You know how many people don't train, don't get ready for life, and life just kicks the crap out of them all up and down the street, and they're like, oh my God, you should see, like, God isn't good to me, I don't get it. No, listen, man, you're not good to you. You're not good to your own belief. You're not good to your own things. Like, listen, you can't get on your knees and pray for a better life and then get up and do nothing about it. That's not the plan that God has for you. You're gonna have to pray for it, get up and do it. And if you're not willing to do it, then don't complain about the storm. The storm can change. Get in that boat and start to row the boat. Stop rocking the boat and start rowing the boat out of that storm towards your North Star. What's your North Star? Hope, belief. You know you're gonna get out of it. And understand this, every giant that you've had in your life, every single one of them, pick one of them right now. What was it? That giant seemed so extreme at one period of time in your life. So extreme. Seemed like, I'll never be able to beat this. And then you beat it and you look back and it was a little baby shadow. It was nothing. It was nothing, okay? You might be edifying the problem in your life right now. And you could kill it just with a simple decision right now. Simple decision. Decisions happen instantly. Change, results take a little bit of time. But no matter what's going on in your life, and if you have the struggle right now, everything that I've been through, now all of those things I can look back from and take inspiration from, because maybe I was present in that moment, I beat it and I was really proud of myself, and then I made it through it and I had a good attitude. When everything's going wrong, you must have a good attitude. When everything is going wrong, you must put more effort in. When everything is going wrong, you must stay closer to God. When everything is going wrong, you must continue to pray. When everything is going wrong, you must continue to have hope. When everything is going wrong, you still have to have the best work ethic ever, because that's how you get out of a storm. Because that's how you're proud of yourself, and then you get evidence that, oh my gosh, I can beat these things. See, a lot of people don't get evidence that they can beat anything, because what happens is the storm starts to shake them, and then they just get shooken up, they fall overboard, and then they're just swimming. It's a lot harder to be swimming instead of just being the boat rowing through it and just going through it. And just understanding that that's part of life. We're all gonna go through it. What's your attitude look like when you go through it? What's your face look like when you go through it? Can you make it through it? I know you can. I know you can, because you already have. You've already made it through all of your problems. And you're gonna continue to make it through them, and you're gonna continue to have problems and challenges in life, because that's just how life goes. But what's your relationship with problems? What's your relationship with struggle? What's your relationship with challenges? What's your relationship with it? What's your relationship with it? Okay? What's your credibility score with yourself? You got an 800 credibility score, or you got a 200 credibility score? Screw your credit score, okay? Your credibility score will make you millions. Credit score, yeah, it's important. Buy you a house. Your credibility score buy you an estate. It'll buy you a legacy. Credibility score means everything. How do you raise your credibility score? Keep promises to yourself. When the storm is in front of you, you continue to row. You continue to stay focused. You don't get distracted. You don't get down. You know that when you make it out of it, this story that you're gonna have in your heart, it's gonna change lives. It's gonna change your family. It's gonna change the world. So go through it, but don't go through it with a bad attitude. You meet people for a reason. Either you need them to change your life, or you're gonna be the change in their life. You know, so many people get so down on the people that leave their life. People are with you for a season sometimes, and it's okay when people, you know, move on and you don't talk to them, that sort of thing. Just value the moments that you had with them. And move through it. But also, you're meant to be in somebody's life today, and you're meant to change it. So what type of value do you add to others' lives? So often, early on in my life, it was just about me. Didn't add a whole lot of value to other people. And I never got anything that I wanted, because it was all about me. Some of you, guaranteed, that are watching this, you're just a me person. You're not a other people person. And when people are around you, they don't feel like an overwhelming inspiration or love or growth, or your brand is what people say about you when you're not around. in your family, in your friends. Some of you, you have zero awareness of what people actually truly think about you. I don't even think some of you have an awareness of what you think about you. And if you could actually go to the drawing board and understand what that means, then that's how you're actually going to change. In order to attract more good people around you, you have to be a good person. You're going to attract what you are. You're going to totally attract what you are. So if you're attracting a bunch of shitty relationships, it's probably because you're a shitty person. Okay? If you're attracting a bunch of great relationships, it's because you're a great person. Okay? That's the rule. That's the law. So if you can't find the right girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, whatever it is, can't find the right business partner, become the best business partner. Want to find the best girlfriend? Become the best husband before you're even married. Okay? That's how you really get what you want in life. If you want to own a business one day, be the best employee you want right now. You know? You want to do some really amazing, impacting stuff in the world? Well, start today with your own family. Start today with the things that you know that you should be doing. Okay? Because God will see it and He'll reward you for it. And if you don't believe what I just said, that could be your leash. Andy always says knowledge, write that down, knowledge plus performance. So knowledge is this information that I'm giving you. There should be some type of thoughts occurring here, so you're learning something. Performance, what's your performance look like? What's your hard work look like? What's your work ethic look like? You know, how hard do you actually play the game? Or does the game just play you? Minus leashes, so minus leashes equals true big ass success. If you don't think that that one statement that I said was for you, you're like, it's not gonna happen for me. That's your leash. If you think that some of these things aren't capable for you, you can't make millions of dollars, you can't change your family, you can't you can't get in better shape, you can't, leash. Even if you have the knowledge, even if you have the performance, but you don't get rid of that leash, you can never really grow and have the true big ass success. Number 10, never be afraid to try something new. Life gets boring. You got to step outside of your comfort zone. There's 3 things that we always say will change your life. New information, you're getting some new information, new people, super important, and new experiences, really important. When you experience something new, like we got the David Goggins event coming up. If you're inside of a room like that, you transform instantly because you're sitting next to a guy that's doing something bigger than you or whatever. And it's not about comparing next to him, but you thought making $200,000 was a lot. And then this guy's making $200,000 a minute, you know, and you're like, what the hell? Like, oh my God. And then you're seeing this person's in, you know, you're seeing what this person does. And you're like, oh my God, and this person's pouring into you and you're hearing this from this person and you got mentors and you got coaches and they're showing you how to think different, be different, get results that are different. You didn't even know that some of this was possible. And it's just like, oh my God. And then you go home and then you're a whole different person. You're like, oh my God, like why did I wait 10 years? Why was I so stubborn to get in the room with people that could change my life instantly? You know, legendary people can change your life in a moment. You know, I don't know everything, obviously. You know, but I have a mentor, you know, he's worth a few $1 billion. And when I get around him, he has a perspective that is so much different than mine. Like what I could make in a year, he could make in a minute, but also he's operating at such a different scale, such a different frequency. I feel a little bit inadequate. I'm like, oh. And I leave the room hungry, fired up, like, oh my God, I got to go do this. I got to change this. I got to grow. I got to learn. I got to hit a new gear. Okay. The reason why you should be at conferences, the reason why you should be investing in yourself is so that you can keep it fresh. You can continue to keep growing. You can continue to keep having an edge. You can continue to keep seeing things differently. There's 1 billion skills in the world that earn you tons of money. There's 1 billion people in the world that if you got around could change your entire life. But you got to be willing to get in the room with those people. You got to be willing to change. You got to be willing to grow, and you got to be willing to see things differently. That's the most important part of life is what you see. If you see the same thing every day, then you're never going to see anything different, and you're never going to see a different level of growth in your life and your happiness and your marriage and your family and your friends and your finances, all of it. So if you know somebody that has something that you like, that you want, maybe they got the best marriage ever. It's a total skill to have a great marriage. Trust me, okay? Go learn from that person. If somebody is a fitness coach and they got a better body than you, go learn from that person. If somebody has better finances than you, making money is a skill, okay? But keeping money is the greatest skill on the planet. That's the one you really got to focus on, okay? I missed that in my 20s. You know, in my 30s, I started barely learning it. And I'm like, oh my God, I knew how to make $1 million. I didn't know how to keep it though. I knew how to spend it, okay? So that's a whole skill, but you got to get around people that have these skills so that way you can break free from mediocrity and then you can stay free of mediocrity. Now listen, you have to know this. You got to learn something. We just learned something, and then you got to live it. You got to live it. You can't just learn something and then never change. Don't be the person that shows up to a YouTube video and then takes a piece of information and then doesn't do anything with it. Take something from this, do something with it, go change, go be great. And if you need anything, you can always text me. My phone number, 480-780-2203. 480-780-2203. Let's go. All right, guys, you're the true 1%ers. You made it to the end of the video. Let's go.
Like, comment so we know who you are down below, and then share this video to somebody else who needs it. And also turn your notifications on because we got the fire coming every single day. Amazing. We'll see you at the next video.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.